And thanks for staying with us. In our last segment, we want to shift from politics to sports. This week, the NBA announced an 8-game suspension for Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant for conduct detrimental to the league. The suspension stemmed from this video earlier this month at a Denver area nightclub where Morant appeared to flash a gun in an Instagram live video. Morant will be eligible to return to tomorrow night's home game against the Dallas Mavericks, but head coach Taylor Jenkins said he likely won't play again until a few days after that. The guard addressed the suspension earlier this week on ESPN.
It's not who I am. I don't condone any type of violence, but I take full responsibility for my actions. Made a bad mistake, and I can see the image that I painted over myself with my recent mistakes. But in the future, I'm gonna show everybody who Ja really is.
And Otis, we'll start with you. What was your reaction first to that interview, and then your just reaction to the suspension? Justified, fair, too much, too light? What do you think?
Oh, I think the suspension is justified. I think Adam Silver, who I consider to be one of the best commissioners the NBA has ever had, I think he made the right decision here. I think he sat down with Ja and was very frank with him. I think Ja said all the right things to the commissioner. He said all the right things to Jalen Rose. And so I really do hope that he has learned from this huge mistake. I mean, full disclosure here, I'm a huge Ja Morant fan. I've got 3 Ja Morant jerseys for crying out loud. But I see here that he made an awful mistake here just because of the impact that it has both on the league and also on his young fans who flock to see him all the time, not just in Memphis, but other places.
So many, yeah.
So I think that the right decision was made here. He'll probably play on Wednesday in a home game against Houston, and we just have to hope that he learns from this.
Brother Whalen?
Well, as many times as I have seen that video, I smiled sitting here watching the video just now.
Yeah.
I love Ja. I literally love Ja.
We hope it's a Memphis redemption story.
Well, and part of the reason I love him is because he's so flawed, because he's so real. 23 years old, man, at 23 years old, I was still smoking marijuana and snorting cocaine. At 23 years old, a man is gonna be a man. Then I think about his beautiful daughter, man, and I know that he's not gonna do anything that would endanger her or jeopardize her future. I think Ja's gonna be a beast, man, when he gets back on the floor.
And that, to Ken's point here, we all need to take a step back and look at what we were like at 23 years old. I thank you for bringing that up, Ken, because when I was 23 years old, I was doing a whole lot of rambunctious stuff too. But I do think that people are looking at it that way. There are only a few naysayers out there who are critical of Ja. Most people understand that he's just a young kid with a lot of money, probably got some hangers-on around him who are not doing him any favors, and we just have to hope that he learns from this.
And what did you think of that interview, Reverend Whalen?
Man, Jalen Rose did an excellent job. He did a lot to increase his stock as far as I'm concerned. What I appreciated most about it is that we know Jalen's story. And Jalen at 23 years old, did some of the same things that Ja is doing. And I'm encouraged by, this age of podcasts and exposure on social media. Jalen is not intimidated. He has received a lot of criticism for the interview with Ja and for what he allowed Ja to say. I think Jalen is the direction that sportscasters need to go nowadays. So yeah, I'm very impressed.
I agree with that too, and I think Jalen, I don't know what there is to criticize him about. He asked some tough questions.
And there wasn't a lot of softballs.
No, he asked where the gun came from. Now I'm not surprised that Ja didn't answer that, but he asked some other kind of tough questions here. He brought up all the other allegations against him, at the mall and with the young kid at the basketball court and some other things. So I agree with Ken. Jalen was the perfect person to do this because he has some empathy here, but he did not ask any softball questions here at all.
We've got 1 minute left. Otis, could this be maybe a blessing in disguise? We got about a dozen games until the regular season ends. Could he come back and it'd be a light, what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think he can come back. I think he will come back even more committed. He had done a really good job this year of playing the point guard. I think he'll come back once he gets the rust off, and he's going to prove everybody that this is all behind me and I'm ready to go.
30 seconds, Reverend Well.
I'm glad he's coming back on home court, because if he were on the road, it would be a lot tougher. It'd be, he's going to catch hell on the road still.
Yeah.
But I think getting his legs under him at home is going to stand him in great stead when he gets on the road.
I agree.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for you right now. I'm ABC24 content manager Brad Broder, joined by political analyst Otis Sanford, Reverend Kenneth Whalum. Thank you so much. We're on CW on 9:30 and again on ABC24 later in the evening. Thanks for watching.